Hey everybody, welcome back to Stone Face Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here watching some Legend of the Galactic Hero. Last time we
Heroes.
had, well, debatable. Hey, sorry.
Well, yeah, I guess we covered that last time, where everything that you are famous for is only built up upon my failures.
We
Yours,
got the genius and the
your,
magician.
your legacy is built on the crumbs off of my table.
Let's go ahead and cover that real quick with a recap, where last time was Armistar, where the Free Planet Alliance attempt a large-scale offensive within the Galactic Empire, but a reversal strategy by Reinhard and the Galactic Imperial Navy, they lose 3 space fleets. So that was the entire battle last time, where from a losing back to the wall position, Yang pushes his way out of being encircled and manages to leave. And like we were just saying, Reinhardt is very upset about this because he's supposed to be the smart one and the one who wins, and he has been denied. He is not happy about it. Uh, Here's the fun question. Here's a fun thought. How many times do you think Reinhardt has actually lost at these kind of things at all?
Is that fun? Is that
Well, I
what you
mean,
consider fun?
all right, all right. The real question is, uh, does he actually know how to deal with failure at all?
Yeah. We discovered last time that the Empire has a system of reward and punishment. It's built in.
I mean, personal failure. Does he know how to emotionally process it? Is the question. Because we saw, like, the instant he had a slight loss because of one person, he got incredibly upset about it.
I mean, rightfully so. That man
Mm-hmm.
cost him everything, and then your best friend comes up and says, "Hey, I don't think you're treating this right." And it's like, the Empire has a system of rewards and punishments exactly made for this sort of thing. I mean, we've seen him lose in this backstory. He lost his sister to the Emperor, or sorry,
Mm-hmm.
Kaiser. He lost a fight with some kid back in, I don't know what to call it, academy?
Elementary school.
Looks like an academy. It was a
Yeah.
military thing. They might have been elementary school age, but it was certainly a military academy of some sort. Like
Mm-hmm.
the elementary ROTC or something.
Oh, there's an image right there.
It's
There's an
what it
image.
was. I mean, I don't know what to.
I don't disagree, but
So yeah, I mean, we've seen him lose a number of times before this. He's always just
Mhm.
gotten angry at it. So I don't see this as like him not being able to handle it. I just see this is just his normal trait for
Yeah, this
this.
is what his default personality really is, I suppose. Or like an aspect we haven't seen a whole lot of because usually he's not losing. But that's about where we are this time, but we are also currently in the Death of the Emperor, and we get to see all the fun things that happened there today.
I mean, the death of the Kaiser.
Um I feel like they keep trading out the term every now and then.
No, the subtitles do.
Okay, the subtitles are what's confusing me here. The Kaiser is dead, Reinhard wants his position, and he's gotta go for it. The only question is who's in his way, and I'm not sure anyone has been presented to be in his way yet,
Sure, they have.
right? Who do you think is going to become Kaiser other than Reinhard?
Well, I don't know if they're going to become Kaiser. I just know there's someone's been positioned to be in his way. Oh yeah, keep
Who do
moving
you
that
think is going
mouse
to be in the
over where you
position of
think it
Kaiser?
is.
Yeah,
I can see your mouse moving. You're following me.
a little bit, a little bit.
Well, I mean, who would you guess since you're in the field?
Okay, okay. I want to take the complete shot in the dark. Reinhardt's sister ends up as the new Kaiser.
Except that in the wrap up of last episode, I used her as his claim to the throne.
Mm-hmm. So who else has a claim right now at
So
all
you're
that has been
saying
presented?
that Anna Rose has been deceptively cooking pies all this time and is actually just an evil person.
It's why the Kaiser died so young. No, no, not at all. But that no one else is in the exact same position as him right now, as has been presented. We need a new character here to pop up and say, "I'm the heir. I'm doing it."
You don't see anybody on this chart That should.
It's not the Prime Minister, the High Commissioner, or the Minister of Finance, I don't think.
Well, you're pointing at a guy who's dead and saying it's not him. So
No,
how very
that's the
clue of
previous
you.
finance minister. This is the new finance minister.
No, that's the finance minister. That's the minister of finance. They're two different things.
Why do they have two different offices of finance?
I have no idea.
I don't think that they're different offices, Theta. But
Look,
continuing on
they
that
wrote
line,
it. I mean, I just copied it and put it here. They said it in two different episodes. This man, who's got killed at that rebellion, the cash drop rebellion.
right?
It was the finance minister. This man is the minister of finance. I'm sure the minister of finance could take the finance minister role as well and get paid for two different jobs.
Thing is, I don't have to look anywhere else. I just have to look right here and ask how many blue lines do we have going from the Kaiser?
Well, technically none, if that's what you're asking.
Exactly. So we're gonna get introduced to some brand new characters, and they're gonna die.
See, I don't understand why you're saying this guy can't stop anything.
What I'm saying is, he's not going to become Kaiser.
He doesn't have to.
So, who else could become Kaiser?
No, the thing is that you framed the question, who is going to stop him? Who's going to prevent him from becoming Kaiser? And then I said, let's look at the board. And then you shifted the question to who's going to become Kaiser. That's two different questions. The guy standing at the door at Walmart can stop you from stealing the goods. But whose goods will they be is a different question.
Right. So then let's go ahead and
these three guys already put their allegiance to Reinhardt earlier in an episode when he didn't get them fired. They're out. This guy is finance. What the fuck is he gonna do?
They're the only people high enough to care, right? So like they've already been dealt with.
This guy literally reports to some other authority and he gives information back to the Prime Minister, so he's just this guy's secretary basically. I said this guy was it, and you're like, no.
Right, no, here's the process of logic that gets us to your answer of the Prime Minister is going to do something about this.
You ever watch Lord of the Rings?
Is that a real question? I don't. Can I be a nerd with answering this? I have watched Lord of the Rings. I read it ages ago. I like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he is our, God, my memory fails me, guy who throws himself off of the structure when his son's dead, and he realizes he did it. I'm trying to remember his title.
King?
No, he's not the king. The king died. He took authority from the king.
Then I don't know that one.
There's so many names for the title, and I can't remember it. He's not the Castilian. What is he?
Regent?
I don't think he's the regent. He might be the regent, actually. God, I can't think of it. What'd you say his name was?
King Denethor?
No, Denethor is the other place. I said this guy he commits suicide by throwing himself off of the giant tower after his son died because he ordered his son to ride to his death.
I don't remember that one, unfortunately.
Third movie, I want to say. Literally
I just keep going back to Denethor.
Return of the King. Because remember, this guy was not the king. Return of the King is this guy returning to be king.
Yeah. Hold up a second. We gotta do Lord of the Rings research.
Oh, maybe it is Denethor. That guy looks like him. But what was Denethor's title? What was his title? Steward. He was the steward of Gondor, which is not the king, but the person who's ruling in place of the king.
There we go.
That's what I was just trying to remember.
But no, yeah, I got the character right.
Yeah, no, I was thinking of the other guy that, had to be, rejuvenated from worm tongue.
That was the King of Rohan. I forget his name off the hand, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought for some reason thought Denethor was the King of Rohan. But yeah, no, Stewart. This guy can basically act in person of the Kaiser in whatever role that might be. He might just say the prime minister is now in charge of the empire.
Do you think he will? So I think do
Well,
you
as
remember a
as
while
you've
ago?
well, I just want to say this real quick. As you've
Yeah.
indicated, we've got no blue lines coming off of the Kaiser. So in lieu of any a bloodline tie to the Kaiser position, he might say, "I'm going to hold it in place until we can find something," and then just becomes an indefinite position that the
Right.
empire is ruled by that. In which case, we've got this tie here that Anna Rose, which he is a blood relative, will say, "I am the closest thing to a male heir." He'll say, "No, that's not acceptable. They never got married or whatever." And boom, that is the fight. Anyway, you're about to say.
I was about to say, wasn't he the person who went to the Kaiser while he was gardening, or was that a different
Yeah, no,
character?
that's him. That's the prime minister.
Okay. So he knows then that the Kaiser said that he's basically been grooming or waiting for Reinhard to do something.
Yeah, and he wasn't happy about it. He's
Right.
got the
Okay.
motivation, the opinion, he's got the
And the
position
knowledge of what's in place.
of standing against it, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. All right, then. So I think we have our best logical setup, and the only thing we got to do now is see if it happens. So, Theta, you got any last thoughts before we begin?
No, just gonna try and remember the word steward from now on.
All right. So, before we get on to our LOTR kick, remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. On top of all that, if you watch more shows like this, unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut, as well as some early access stuff, you can go ahead and follow us over on the Patreon. It's just $5 a month, but no pressure. It's all to support the channel, just a little bit extra.
Click the link down below, join the Discord, let us know if you want to have Griffin watch some Rankin Bass Lord of the Rings animations.
心臓発作だとあの男にはもったいないしだもう少しだけ長く生きていれば犯した罪悪にふさわしい死に方をさせてやったのに
閣下皇帝は後継者を定めぬまま死にました
Aha!
何を驚く私が忠誠を誓うのはローエングラム帝国元帥閣下に対してのみだたとえ皇帝であろうと敬語など用いるには値せぬ
Oh, if he had said something like a disrespectful title, I didn't
皇帝は後継
notice.
者を定めぬまま死にました
We're just not in that frame of mind, I
帝位
think.
継承の構想が生じることは
God
明
damn
ら
it.
かです
Oh, he does have grandchildren. Okay.
Yep, leading to a whole waste of time with our little board motif thing there. Unless,
I think we're
unless I've
still on
guessed
point.
the prime minister is going to like act as some sort of buffer. Also, we don't know how old his grandchildren are, so they might not even be the right of succession yet. They might be like Jafar in Aladdin. Okay,
Oh,
I'll
God.
rule until someone else can. No, it's still literally what a
Oh,
steward
no, the
is.
kids conveniently died before they could come of age to take control.
I
Ooh,
don't
who
think
could
he's
do that?
evil like that. Actually,
He's
I
not.
didn't have to go with Jafar. I didn't have to do that because literally a steward literally would do the same thing. So
Uh-huh. So how old do you think the Kaiser was?
see, my problem is that like when they keep talking about Joe Biden's son, I'm like,
Uh-huh.
that's a grown ass man. I keep forgetting how old Joe Biden is. You know, that sort of thing. The grandchildren of the Kaiser turned out to be 30-year-olds. It's just, that sort of thing.
Hmm. So we could definitely have like his children are definitely adult age. Like there'd be no question about that. And that just leaves the grandchildren then. But if you're going straight to the grandchildren, does that mean like the children are gone then?
Probably. They probably, tried to exalt their father with like military service and whatnot and died.
Yeah.
エルウィンはまだ小さいでしょだから私が次の皇帝になるのですってあらおバカさんねおじい様に代わって皇帝になるのは私よ
No, it seems
The
to
infighting
me
begins.
more like a No, their father's still alive. Why isn't your father? Is this going to the youngest for some reason? Also notable that they don't have any problem with having a female emperor. Or Kaiser.
That's at least good. We have one less thing to worry about, right?
Well, then I wonder why Anna Rose wouldn't become it.
Yeah.
As I was wondering before, if we were having a patriarchal line of succession.
I guess Anna Rose was more maybe a consort or something.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we had that talk like 12 episodes ago at one point.
12 episodes. Would have been episode 2. My
Yeah.
point more so that consorts can still hold positions of authority. There's been consorts that made their way up to be empress.
Yeah.
Like specifically in Japan. Or China. I can't remember.
A lot of China did it.
This dude's hair. Welcome,
I mean,
welcome
I love
back
the
to
mullet.
the 80s. There we are. Dear sis.
Well, they even recognize each other at this point.
Opens his eyes, jumps up, says, "Boo, gotcha."
Oh no, they would have like stapled or sewn those shut.
未だ5歳で有力な門閥貴族の後ろ盾がありません。残るは皇帝の娘をめとったブラウンシバイク、リッテンハイム両家の娘。娘が女帝となれば父親が摂政となります。どのように定まろうと
Regent.
時のこと。
We're going with regent instead of steward.
K の言は正しい。三者のうち誰につくかで私の運命も決まるというわけだな。で、私に手を差し伸べてくるのは3人の孫の後輩に控えたどの男だと思う？
おそらくリヒテンラーデ公でありましょう。
リヒテンラーデ。
なるほど。国務省書が私に握手を求めるか。
Ah, the minister I don't have on the board, of course. Why couldn't he be the finance minister or the minister of finance?
I love the change of expression where he just like goes to completely unhappy at being here.
You know, maybe doing the quick grin. There, is that guy in the background? Yep. Not who I was thinking, but maybe don't do the quick grin when literally everyone's looking your direction by default.
No, that's the perfect time to do your mastermind grin.
その表層とは裏腹に次なる覇権を狙う門閥貴族たちの心中は来たるべき権力闘争への策謀で渦巻いていた。
And that's when Legend of the Galactic Heroes turns into Gundam Origin.
See,
Gundam Origin.
恐れ多くも新政府家臣なる皇帝陛下のご葬儀になぜあのような下賤な輩が参列していたのでしょうか。こんなことを許してはこの国のためになりません。
いいかフレーゲル。確かにあの金髪の小僧は誰にとっても
I'm assuming they're talking about Reinhard and not Edwin, or sorry, Erwin.
Yeah.
リッテンハイムのことですか。
そうだ。我らが娘を擁立しようとしているように、リッテンハイムも同じことを考えているはずだ。リッテンハイムに負けたら小僧を排除するどころか、我々の地位も危ない。
わかりましたよ、おじ上。
ここは肝心な時。少しでもこちらに味方をつけておきたい。なあフレーゲル、 わしは考えて
Find a collection of guns on the
有
wall.
力貴族のうち年頃の息子がいる家というとどこが一番だろうとな。そこへこう持ちかけてやるのだ。エリザベートが帝位につけばその時は K のご子息を新女帝の夫に迎えると。
いい考えです、おじゅう。
Political marriages
それ
make
なら
perfect sense in
な
this
るべく多くの
circumstance.
ものにささやいておくことです。
Please, whore out my daughter.
聞いたか？
Play the entire field.
貴族どもは宮廷工作に駆け回っているらしいな。ブラウンシュバイクが貴族たちに婿を取る約束をして回っているらしいが、リッテンハイムの方でも同じことをしているのだと。あの孫娘
You marry one, I'll marry the other one.
一体何人の夫を持つことになるだろうな。だが奴らが焦れば焦るほどこちらの狙い通りになる。それよりキルヒアイス、お前に頼み事がある。姉上は宮廷を下がる。
はい。
どこか居心地のいい居宅を探したい。手伝ってくれるか？
もちろんです。そうだ。これからはアンネローゼ様とラインハルト様は自由にお会いになれるのだ。
Yeah, his initial problem is already solved. There's nothing in the way, right?
Well, I mean, it means his sister is now a target of opportunity for anybody wanting to, force his hand to do anything. Where before she was being protected by the Emperor, so the Kaiser.
継承問題でしたら、それほど難しいことには思えません。
何？
これまで通りになさったらいいのです。国務省書として帝国宰相代理としてなさってきた通りに。
慣習に習えということか。無論そうしたいところだ。だがここで帝室唯一の皇孫であるエルウィン・ヨーゼフ様の即位を決めたとしても、陛下をブラウンシュバイク、リッテンハイム双方からお守りする術がないのだ。
さよう、番犬が必要になります。御しやすく、しかも強い番犬が。
Like Reinhard.
すでにお決めになった。
There we go. It's just the battle for Reinhard now.
御しやすいとは言い難い。だが、強さにおいては異論の出る余地はない。
I mean, I feel like Reinhard would be amenable to it, considering he already mentioned that the kid hadn't been touched by, like, the noble families or anything yet.
Mm-hmm.
Someone for him to mold, I think.
リヒテンラーデ公に呼び出されたそうだ。そうか。オーベルシュタインが言ってた通りに。
It's either that or it goes completely ridiculous and Reinhard marries two women at the same time by accident. Oh no, I've got two different dates at the same time. I'll be right back. I'm going to the bathroom.
何が気にかかる？何と言ったらいいか。あの男と話している時の閣下はどこか俺の知っている閣下とは別の方のように思える時がある。あの男、何かが違う。閣下にお仕えする限り我らと同じ志を抱いているはずだが。志が同じくとも我らとあの男とでは閣下に対する思いが昼と夜ほど違うだろうからな。確かに我らは我らの仕事をするのみか。
You need to just be happy you're still in the group.
All we gotta do is drink and wait for orders. And now back to the politics.
Now these are the moving out.
エルウィン・ヨーゼフの即位が公表されると、門閥貴族たちはまず驚愕し、ついで失望し、さらに怒り狂った。
A decision nobody was happy with. Perfect.
3 aneurysms were had that day.
Oh, we had the axe on the wall. Oh, maybe we're getting closer.
金髪の小僧。
You're a blonde boy.
You might have to be more specific, sir.
Oh, back to the third faction.
I wonder how they're going to manipulate
Are we
this.
gonna get a fourth character?
Nice bathroom tile walls.
I mean, I would suspect that they wouldn't be happy.
ご機嫌麗しくあられましょうか。機嫌の良い理由はあるまい。地球が優る昔のように全ての人類に崇拝される日まで。
Sorry, Zordon?
I think so. He said bishop, but like...
Does our capitalist faction have an AI church leader?
3年の間には来よう。そのように早くでございますか。歴史の流れとは加速するもの。銀河帝国と自由惑星同盟の両陣営において権力と武力の修練が進んでおる。それに間もなく新たな民衆のうねりも加わろう。何時らに任せておることに手抜かりはあるまいな。
Yeah, the war's at a standstill. Time for a baby boom.
In 3 years, though.
地球に忠実なる者を送り込んで富を蓄積せしめたのだ。
I mean, remember that Earth is just another fucking place now.
Yeah, 1 out of billions.
これは思いもかけぬことをおっしゃいます。私が実領主になれましたのは芸家のご指示があっての。
I think this legit might just be an AI.
ならばよい。その首相さが汝自身を守るで。
If it is, that'd be a little bit of a twist on the whole setting, honestly, but...
Also, it's going to be incredibly difficult for me to put that on the board.
What about putting the secret bathroom tile door on the board?
Cool, male crotch shot. Always appreciated.
You gotta give the other side some fan service every now and then, you know?
Cool, third faction. Fourth faction.
I was not expecting a fourth faction, Earth, to be mentioned prior to the third faction actually doing anything in direct interference terms.
陛下、お時間です。
エルウィン・ヨーゼフ2世の即位式は新皇帝の年齢を鑑みごく短時間に執り行われた。
Just the physical language of it is perfect.
摂政となったリヒテンラーデによってラインハルトは議会を進め伯爵から公爵となり帝国宇宙艦隊司令長官の座に就いた。
Which was a job he already had.
He only had half of it before.
一挙に上級大将に昇進させ宇宙艦隊副司令長官に任命した。
幼友達というのは結構有能な副将もよろしいでしょう。しかしその両者が同一人物というのは危険です。
出すぎるな、オーベルシュタイン。もう決めたことだ。
I said everything is a threat now. Your sister is no longer being protected. Your best friend can be used against you. You're out of uniform.
なお、オーベルシュタインは中将に昇進。
He's so high up.
It takes so long moving all this shit.
Every single person has a new job.
宇宙艦隊司令長官を退くと同時に軍を引退した。
Ah, damn it. He looked like he was the one who's going to do the most.
He's got that powerful mustache, right?
They like exchanged knowing looks with some other guy in the first meeting we ever had. Here on this planet, I mean. Oh, he's not out of uniform, he's just wearing a trench coat for some reason.
Maybe it's cold, man.
You're already wearing 2 layers.
イゼルローン陥落の際には退こうとした身だ。
あの時からいずれこうなる日が来るとは思っていた。ケイもそれを知っていたのだろうな。
Oh, we're both wearing trench coats.
So, man, can you believe he left me all of his office supplies? Finally together, nothing to say. That'd be the most awkward resolution to all of it, wouldn't it?
Well, a lot of time's passed. I'm sure they've said a lot. How many episodes till it's on fire? Or has a
Maybe
pie
just
in it.
The end of this episode.
お気に召されましたか？姉上がなるべく小さな屋敷がいいなどと言うから。
Looks like the place we've already seen her in. Especially his giant bay windows and everything.
本当にいいところね。
I mean, this is a nice little terrarium.
もう姉上に苦労はさせません。これからはどうか幸せになってください。
But can I ask, whatever did happen to our father?
このままでは終わらない。門閥貴族どもと雌雄を決するのは避けることはできぬ。帝国を二分させての戦いになるだろう。
ミッターマイヤー、ロイエンタール、両提督らと協議して作戦立案は順調に進行しております。ただ一つだけ心配なことがございますが、
反乱軍がどう出るかだろう。
御意。
案ずるなキルヒアイス。俺に考えがある。
They don't exactly get fresh news from the Empire, do they?
Well, we already know he doesn't want to leave Iserhorn, so we're all good.
He's done fighting, man. Quit provoking him.
No worries, if I read lips. What he said was...
What he said was, I'll just go around.
No, that's all my ferrous oxide.
The crunchiest coffee you've ever had.
Well, that's why I didn't recognize that one kid from the outro.
Because you just found out he existed.
No, he's been in the episodes, like episode 5, 6. He never wore a military uniform before.
Hey, Yang, don't you have a kid at home?
That's his kid at home.
Oh, I thought that was a completely different character for a second.
Who do you think I've been talking about?
Oh gosh, I was completely confused.
That's why I said he hasn't worn a military uniform before.
ありがとう。ところで、シェンコップに射撃を教わってるそうだが、どんな具合だ？
准将がおっしゃるには、僕筋がいいそうです。
I can't wait to kill someone for real.
提督は射撃の練習をちっともなさらないけど、いいんですか？
I feel like they're still on... I'm about to say Earth. Their home planet? But I feel like him joining the military was an excuse to get him to Iserhorn so they could still have a home situation.
Yeah, we still want to have this relationship play out. It's just more awkward now that he's stationed somewhere permanently.
そうですね。僕が守って差し上げますよ。
頼りにしてるよ。
はい。じゃあまずは。
あまたの思いを乗せて宇宙が回転する。
The battle lines are being set.
That's 7 more hours of every character in anime who's ever stared at a window. I mean, you did put your adopted kid in the most defensible position in the universe.
Theoretically, yeah, nothing bad should ever happen to him there.
Because they weren't sightseers. I mean, soothsayers.
Yeah. It would be funny if that's just like where the series ended off. It's like, and they went to sleep and they could see all the places their future would end the story. It's like, boy, what about the Civil War?
Well, conceivably, the weirdest part there is that we panned up from a window view to look at the Milky Way galaxy tilted on its edge, which means that you're outside the galaxy looking up at it, which isn't a position that any planet should be in.
Maybe just very high up on the galactic plane or something.
Nope. Even being high up in the galactic plane would not give you that view of the galaxy. You would literally have to be outside of it.
You're in the secret galaxy that mirrors the real one. I don't know.
No, you'll find that a secret galaxy would be another galaxy, in which case it would be a galaxy you'd be able to see from anywhere in the Milky Way.
So I guess the thing that interests me about like all of our
the guy with the axe, by the way, the guy who just retired, that was the guy he eyed during the first meeting episodes back. I think his name's Wolfgang something. Go ahead, you had a thought?
Oh, well, I mean, we were just about to end, so I was waiting for the air to be filled with something else.
Well, you know how long the scroll goes.
次回銀河英雄伝説ディ・ノイエテーゼ第15話
Well, before the storm is definitely right.
I only interrupted you to bring him up because he was passing by, and it's like the moment you got.
Right, I just got completely destabilized by that one. But all right, so the funny thing about like the 3 people who have the chance to take the throne, like the actual grandkids, the kid doesn't seem to care at all. I mean, he's just a kid. He's not thinking about it. He's just anxious to sit in a chair and maybe having some fun. The 2 girls are kind of interesting because like they're clearly friends, right? They are not opposed to each other in any capacity. But their families are about to fight about it.
One, the kid wasn't having fun. They made a point of saying that they made the ceremony short due to his age for his benefit, and he was clearly jittering. So no, he was not having fun there. Also, they indicated that they were having no fun with the nobility thing. So yeah, it doesn't seem like it's made for him, which is to the benefit of Reinhard, because Reinhardt wants to, use the position at the very least, and at the most doesn't want somebody who's being influenced by the nobility. 2, the girls are being manipulated. That's what's happening.
Of course. They are spectators to this. They are clearly not obviously the players of it, which, it's fine. They still seem like they're teenagers. So, I'm not going to put any pressure on them. I know that Reinhardt, I think I said, Reinhardt said that he was already allying up with someone. Do you remember who that was? Which family was it?
The kid. What are you talking about? The Erwin. Remember? We had a whole conversation about how the Prime Minister was going to go with Reinhardt to protect the kid because he had no ability to protect him if he named him as the successor. And Reinhardt even had a whole comment in his head about how the kid wasn't being influenced by the nobility, families. I keep wanting to say nobility, by the noble families. Everything pointed Reinhardt and the kid together. I don't know why you were questioning.
Because it was hard for me to keep up with the names. There's a lot of them in this show, which is why like a second rewatch probably would help.
Or, having this giant board filled with names and pictures of who the names go with. And their associated ties with all the other characters.
I have to remember things first, but
No,
all
you
right,
literally
so, yeah.
don't. You just have to have the page open another tab.
So, for all that we thought that the Prime Minister was going to be like the one manipulating everything, instead he's like the biggest stooge of all of this and has no idea what to do and is banking on Reinhardt solving it, which is hilarious.
What are you talking about, Griff?
We
He
started
fucking
off with a completely different theory, is what I'm saying.
No! Literally, I said the Steward of Gondor. And what did he become? The Regent of the Empire. He literally became exactly what I told you. And you're like,
But in a different context.
No! Literally the same.
The context was that it would be opposed to Reinhardt and in his way.
I didn't even say that.
Yes, we did.
No, we even covered the fact that you asked one question and then changed the question. We went for 5 minutes on that, where I answered that the Prime Minister could be the one. And then you're like, well, who stands opposed to Reinhardt? And I was like, that's not what you asked.
It's not the speaker's fault that he's misinterpreted, of course. It's never my fault.
Look, I blame my tools, and you, sir, right now are a tool. I said this would be a Steward of Gondor situation where literally he holds the position of authority until somebody of age can come along. Erwin is not of age. He became Regent of the Empire. This is all passed exactly as I have foreseen it.
So we are still now where we are. Reinhardt, the Prime Minister, and the kid on one side.
The Regent, Griff. The Regent.
He's still also the Prime Minister.
No. His title
He didn't
changed.
abandon his other position.
No, his position evolved into the position it is now. There is no Prime Minister. He is the Regent. It was covered when they were both kneeling in front of Erwin, and they were telling you about everyone else's promotions. Griff, I am at the pinnacle of being right. I have never been so right about a prediction I've made in the past, and you are just forgetting it all.
Here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and raise the theta is right sign. We can go ahead and have trumpets play. We can have confetti. Theta is right.
If I remember to do that in editing, I will. If not, well.
If not, then I get one.
I mean, yeah, you can do those things. If I try to do them, I raise like windows up all over our faces, and it doesn't work right. There's no shortcut key for this. I don't have one of those like $100, $200 boards where I can just hit a button and a thing opens.
Oh gosh, those things are so expensive. I want one, but they're so expensive.
Well, I don't have the audio rigging. Like, if I was gonna get that, I'd get I'd get the conversion plugs to get like a better microphone and.
There's a lot of setup to go through there. But before we get into stuff, I think that probably wraps it up for right now. We'll come back next time to more conspiracy. So, for right now, this has been Stone Face Reactions, everybody. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we'll catch you next time. See you around. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone Face Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?